The eldest daughter of the King of Thailand, Princess Bajrakitiyabha, has died at the age of 47. The news became a true national tragedy for the country. She was Thailand's only chance for its first reigning queen. But instead, she spent her final years in a deep coma, hidden from the eyes of the entire world. But what was the real cause of Princess Bajra's death? What secret did her personal life hold? Why was she, and not the king's sons, being prepared to inherit the throne? And most importantly, why did her death put the very existence of the world's wealthiest monarchy at risk? Watch this video to the end to learn the full truth about the fall of Thailand's brightest star. Let's begin! Bajrakitiyabha was born in December 1978. The people affectionately called her simply Princess Bajra. Her father is the current King of Thailand, Maha Vajiralongkorn, also known as Rama X. Her mother was not just the monarch's first wife, she was also his cousin on the maternal side. This meant that absolutely pure royal blood flowed through the veins of little Bajra. But the family idyll did not last long. The father soon became infatuated with a young actress. He filed for divorce, abandoned Bajra's mother, and began going through wives one after another. The girl's childhood was full of contrasts. On one side, strict traditions and the splendor of the grand palace. On the other, endless scandals surrounding her eccentric father. But a broken family did not break Bajra. She decided to forge her own path and become the ideal daughter for her nation. She excelled in school and then left for the United States. There she earned a doctoral degree in law from the prestigious Cornell University. Many of her classmates had no idea about her royal status and simply called the charming student Princess Patty. But the defining mission of her life became helping women. In 2001, while still a student, Bajra personally went inside a Thai women's prison. What she saw left her in shock. Pregnant women and young mothers were held in inhumane conditions, sleeping on the bare floor. The princess did not stop at mere sympathy. In 2006, she launched a large-scale project to help inmates called Kamlangjai, meaning inspiration. And 4 years later, her relentless work led to a historic milestone. The United Nations adopted the first global standard for the treatment of women prisoners. This landmark document was officially named in her honor, the Bangkok Rules. A legacy of the princess that continues to improve the lives of thousands of women around the world to this day. Looking at this accomplished woman, many people wondered, was she ever truly happy? Who did she share her life with beyond the palace walls? The truth is that the princess never had a husband or children. Under the strict rules of the Thai royal court, if a princess marries a commoner, she loses her titles and forfeits her right to the throne forever. Bajrakitiyabha made her choice. She sacrificed personal happiness for the sake of caring for her ailing mother and her duty to the nation. But why was she specifically being prepared to wear the crown? After all, the throne had always passed strictly through the male line. The answer lies in the dark secrets of the royal court. The princess's 4 half-brothers were stripped of their titles in disgrace and exiled from the country to the United States. The king was left with only one officially recognized son, Prince Dipankorn. Persistent rumors have long circulated about the young prince's health. People speak of serious developmental challenges and autism. He rarely appears in public, struggles to interact with others, and, as many believe, is not ready to govern a nation of 70 million. But why is none of this written about in local newspapers? Thailand has a severe lèse-majesté law. A careless word about the king, the heir, or the regent can result in 3 to 15 years in prison for each offence. And so, in Thailand, the prince's health was spoken of only in whispers. The entire country looked to Bajra with hope. Constitutional amendments adopted as far back as 1974 allowed a woman to ascend to the throne. The king only needed to issue a single decree to make his daughter the official heir. But fate had entirely different plans. So what really happened on that fateful day? Late 2022. The princess is 44 years old. She is at the peak of her physical fitness and adores animals. On a December day, she arrives at a national park in Nakhon Ratchasima province. This was no official function. The princess was personally training her beloved dogs for a military championship. Loud barking, fresh air, a run, and suddenly, darkness. The princess loses consciousness and collapses to the ground. Her security detail rushes to her in panic. A helicopter urgently airlifts her to the best hospital in Bangkok. The truth turned out to be worse than any rumor. After that outing, Bajra never opened her eyes again. She fell into a deep coma. The walls of King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital became a gilded cage for the sleeping heir. It was later revealed that the princess had fallen victim to an aggressive mycoplasma infection. The bacteria caused severe inflammation of the heart. On top of this came critically low blood pressure and abnormal blood clotting. For 3.5 agonizing years, her life depended entirely on mechanical ventilators. While a grieving nation prayed for her recovery, doctors understood the terrifying truth. Her brain had been deprived of oxygen for far too long. For the aging king, this was a devastating blow. While machines pumped blood through the veins of the sleeping princess, the royal family was struck by yet another tragedy. In October 2025, 93-year-old Queen Sirikit passed away, Badra's grandmother and the last symbol of the dynasty's stability. She was a true legend, a woman of extraordinary diplomatic talent. It was she who turned Thai silk into a national symbol and served as a living icon for the older generation. But a week before her death, she was diagnosed with a bloodstream infection. The grandmother's death shook the royal court to its core. And 6 months later, the final chapter came for the sleeping princess as well. In May 2026, Bajrakitiyabha's condition began to deteriorate rapidly. New bacteria attacked her exhausted body. Severe intestinal inflammation developed, progressing into a deadly abdominal infection. Internal organs began to fail. The most expensive medicine in the world proved powerless. On June 11, 2026, the heart of the 47-year-old princess stopped beating. The Royal Household Bureau issued an official statement of loss. Thailand plunged into sweeping national mourning. At the Grand Palace, preparations began for a grand and somber funeral. It was not just a princess who had died. It was the nation's last hope. But the central question hung in the air. What now awaits the Thai monarchy? Bajra's death trapped the king in an impossible corner. Among the official heirs, beyond his ailing son, only her younger half-sister remained, Princess Sirivannavari. But she is a world away from politics. The young woman works as a successful fashion designer, produces clothing under her own brand, and prefers fashion shows in France to affairs of state. Several months after Bajra fell into her coma, one of the king's exiled sons unexpectedly returned to Bangkok. He began giving interviews and making thinly veiled hints about his claim to the throne, but the palace never restored his title. She never got to become queen, but her passing left the Thai monarchy without a future. And in Thailand, people are still afraid to say this out loud. This story proves a cruel truth. Neither royal blood, nor titles, nor billions can buy a person the most important thing of all: health and life. Disease makes no exceptions, not even for royal families. What do you think about this tragic story? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video. See you next time.